Welcome back, everyone. This is Dave from Cormorant Productions, here to talk about the Middletown Pride Festival that took place over the weekend in my hometown of Middletown, Connecticut. It's where I was born and spent the first 10 years of my life. I could also say East Hampton, where I went to middle school and high school, is also my hometown. But anyway, that's kind of besides the point. The official description for this event reads as follows. Pride Fest is an all-afternoon street fair on Main Street, Middletown that combines exhibitors, entertainers, food, activities for all ages, including a 21-plus area. Well, gee, that sounds kind of like fun. Before going any further, I will ask you, if you like this video, to please like, share, and comment, as well as subscribing to my channel. I admit that Cormorant Productions missed an opportunity to make an even bigger video out of this. I didn't know about this event until my longtime friend, Adam and Stacy, mentioned they were going, and suggested that I meet up with them with my daughter Julia, who I had for the weekend. It seemed like a pretty decent turnout. Stacy told me that it is actually the biggest Pride Festival in all of Connecticut. I actually ran into an old friend of mine, Missy, from when I was a kid. She might very well end up my daughter's 5th grade teacher next year. I admit to being overwhelmed by the sheer number of people, and just generally being out of my element. But these days, my element includes my job and my home, so it really doesn't take very much. If I had known about the event sooner, I could have made arrangements to get there earlier, filmed some speeches, the parade, and made a similar video as to what I did for the Black Lives Matter protests. Cormorant Productions supports Black Lives Matters, women's issues, and the LGBTQ community. And those groups should be intersectional and support each other. They themselves should be in support of my cause, which is mental health and illness awareness, as well as ending the stigma against mental illness. Having failed to make a bigger video, I am instead going to throw some statistics and information that will help you understand why the Middletown Pride Festival, LGBTQ issues, falls right into Cormorant Productions' wheelhouse. According to the TrevorProject.com, which did a survey, LGBTQ youth seriously considered attempting suicide in the past year. Nearly 1 in 5 transgender and non-binary youth attempted suicide, and LGBTQ youth of color reported higher rates than their white peers. LGBTQ youth who felt high social support from their family reported attempted suicide at less than half the rate of those who felt low or moderate support. 60% of the LGBTQ youth who wanted mental health care in the past year were not able to get it. That is awful. According to the Mental Health of America.com website, 4.5% of the U.S. population identifies as lesbian, gay, or bisexual. Of that population, 39% of them reported having mental illness in the past year. That represents about 5.8 million people. 57% of the LGBTQ community says that either they, their family, or friends have been threatened or non-sexually harassed. 51% have been sexually harassed. The same number have experienced violence. 59% feel they have fewer employment opportunities. And 51% feel they are paid less than non-LGBTQ people. LGBTQ teens are 6 times more likely to experience symptoms of depression than non-LGBTQ teens. LGBTQ youth are more than twice as likely to feel suicidal and over 4 times as likely to attempt suicide compared to heterosexual youth. 22% of transgender individuals say they avoid doctors or healthcare out of fear of being discriminated against. 48% of transgender adults report they have considered suicide in the last year compared to 4% of the overall population. Regarding access and insurance, in a survey of LGBTQ people, more than half of respondents reported that they have faced cases of providers denying care, using harsh language, or blaming the patient's sexual orientation or gender identity as the cause of an illness. Fear of discrimination may lead some people to conceal their sexual orientation or gender identity from providers or avoiding seeking care altogether. In 2011, the Joint Commission, an independent, non-profit national organization that accredits and certifies more than 20,000 healthcare organizations and programs in the U.S., began to require that hospitals prohibit discrimination based on sexual orientation, gender identity, and gender expression in order to be accredited, which in itself means absolutely nothing, because my bet is the discrimination is still going on, they're just getting better at cloaking it. Regarding treatment issues, approximately 8% of the LGBTQ individuals and nearly 27% of transgender individuals report being denied needed health care outright. Awful. That's some pretty awful numbers and information. I've in the past said that whatever the official numbers of mental health issues is, I believe the numbers to be higher. I believe there are plenty of people who suffer from mental health conditions that are never reported and thus are not a part of official statistics, for a variety of reasons, up to and including the fact that some people never seek help, as a result of the stigma against mental illness, and other factors. Whatever the numbers, the reality is worse than that. So when we're starting with a number that says 39% of this community reports having suffered from mental illness in the past year, the actual number is higher than that, and that frankly is horrific. Clearly, we have to do something to help improve the conditions for these people, and frankly, for the rest of us as well. Everything that I've talked about over the years, from the stigma against mental illness to bullying, comes into play when we are talking about the LGBTQ community. They experience it significantly worse than what the general population does. All in all, it seemed like the Pride Festival was a successful event with a wide variety of people in attendance. I had a good time, my daughter did as well. She got her face painted, got some stickers, some candy, and pet numerous dogs that she came across. That's all I got for you for this video. If you like this video and want to support the channel, there are a number of ways to do so. You can follow me on Twitter at Core Productions. You can join my Corman Productions Facebook page. You can buy something from the Corman Productions store on Zazzle. You can buy me a coffee, which is a new way to support content creators such as myself. And of course, you can like, share, and comment on this video, as well as subscribing to my channel. This is Dave from Corman Productions, signing off.